Hello, welcome Cubers. Another chill MTG here following Turkey Day. We got a pick one, pack one in the vintage cube for you. Settling in, what do we want to take from this pack? I love Grief, looking at Grief already. Don't know if I want to first pick that though. Let's actually do this Sylvan library, I think. Love drawn cards. Sylvan's pretty strong. And we'll see what we can get in these follow-on packs. Wall of Roots would be the natural second pick here, but I do think a Braid's pretty strong. Maybe I haven't drafted a Gruul deck in a while. A Braid can just solve a lot of problems with artifacts on the other side of the battlefield. It's also a stomping ground for consideration. Let's just take this a Braid here and see what else we can get. Ooh, there's a Courser. I like Courser over Acidic Slime for sure. Acidic Slime's pretty expensive at 5 mana. There's also a Glorybringer, which does pretty well, but let's just, let's take this Courser, blocks well, shore up against some aggro potentially. There's a Jetmir's Garden for a Mountain Forest as well. Also a Pia and a Utopia Sprawl. Seeing as we have the Courser, I'd like to take my fixing in the form of lands instead of Utopia Sprawl. We'll take the Garden. There's a Walking Ballista. Signets, not a fan of those. Overgrown Tomb could be good for fixing for black. I don't think we're Young Peasy. Green Sun's probably the right pick here, though, to be honest with you. I'll take the Ballista. If you look over my left shoulder right there, I have a trophy, if you will. That's our local play group's cube trophy. I was able to win the last 2 cube rounds leagues in a row, so the trophy gets to stay home there. So proudly displayed. All right. I don't like Magus. Magus is slow. Kogla's fine. Pretty replaceable. Through the Breach is kind of a unique effect, though. Maybe we'll be able to get some larger creatures snuck in. Let's take the Through the Breach. It's kind of a hedge pick, to be honest with you. There's a Huntmaster. Let's see. Well, that wheel, there's 9 cards in this pack, so it would have to be the last pick. After taking Through the Breach, though, I kind of want this Thrag Tusk. Again, shores up against aggro. Leaves behind a body. Not much for us here. We do have the Plains with the Jetmir's Garden, so let's hedge a little bit on this Stoneforge Mystic. Maybe we're Naya. Can always go get the best equipment in the cube. We see it, and that's Jite. But Grief came back around, but then there's also a Grist, huh? Since we don't have any other black cards right now, Grief is not as castable, if you will, for evoking. So let's take the Grist. Grist can be a splash if we need to, whereas Grief's 2 mana pips is definitely not a splash. And we'll keep our eyes open for some fixing here. All right, well, there's a Stomping Ground. We need to take that now. Then we'll have 2 red-green fixing lands. Obnixilis is on color. I like 3 mana Planeswalkers, right? They're pretty impactful on turn 3. So Grist, Ob, both of which can make bodies to protect themselves. Pretty good pickups here. Let's see, there's an Inditha Triumph as well. That's a Swamp Forest Plains. So that's a piece of black fixing. And an Overgrown Tomb. Wow, that's really late for a Shockland, I think. Infernal Grass, 14 pick, very nice. And we're kind of solidifying here into some Riveteers, I think. All right, pack 2, there's a Thoughtseize. There's also a Hex Drinker. That card's broken. But I'd rather take the Thoughtseize here. I like interacting with our opponent's hand and disrupting what they're trying to do. All right, well, there's an Elder Gargaroth. Pretty good creature for stabilizing. There's also an Infernal Titan. Mesmeric Fiend is a little bit lower on the curve. Those are the 3 creatures I'm looking at. I'll take the Titan here. Okay, here in this pack, let's see, a couple burn spells. Halana and Elena is pretty good. I'm thinking that Halana and Elena will probably wheel. There's a Gonti, but again, don't really want to be on the double black pips right now. Though we are playing a few more black cards than we had in pack 1. There's also an Endurance here that can protect Planeswalkers and interact pretty well with opposing strategies like Flashback or Reanimator. We have a few green cards, so evoking Endurance is possible. I think what we do in this pack is we take the Endurance and we try to wheel Halana and Helena. So let's do that. There's a Bayou and a K command. Oh, man. I mean, I love both those cards. The smart play here is taking the Bayou. K command's another 3-drop, though. I'll take it because it's a 2-for-1. Ooh. Taiga, Windswept Heath, Pest Infestation, Laelia, Birds of Paradise. Man, this pack is stacked for us. I want 5 of these cards. So the smart play here is the Windswept Heath, as it fetches both red, green, and white, and black. So it's a 4-color land, but it really hurts to pass the Laelia. We're pretty fat on 3-drops, and we need to get our color fixing down. There's a Cradle. Only 6 creatures, though. There's also a Bone Crusher Giant, which I think could be good, or even just an Elvish Mystic for ramping out. I don't think we're quite a Tanglewire deck. 3 colors being not super aggressive. Yeah, I don't know about this Cradle, though. Like, it's not going to help cast our Thoughtseize. I think the pick here is probably Bone Crusher Giant, as it's a 2-drop and a 3-drop. Or the Elvish Mystic. I'll take the Mystic here, but that may not be correct. Here's a Night's Whisper or an Eternal Witness for our choices. I can take Eternal Witness, that's fine. Again, getting a creature to help kind of block for some Planeswalkers. We can downtick on Eternal Witness with the Obnixilis. Take the Collective Brutality from last pack, and then this pack, we have Magda and Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, I think it's got to be Magda, right? Just fixing and another great body. Here's a Gargaroth. I like that card. Not sure if Through the Breach is making it. Okay, Helena and Alana. Alana and Elena did wheel. So we'll just pick that up for sure. And then I still think we'll see that one pack where we wanted 5 cards from it. We should get one more pick out of there. Secure Tri-Builder's fine. Helps with fixing as well. Fixing and ramp. All right. We have enough fixing here. I want to take Pest Infestation. That card's bonkers. Tanglewire. Not playing Elish Norn. And a Sower. All right. Pack 3. We're doing really great here. We almost have a full deck out of 2 packs. We're 3, maybe 4 playables short. And our deck looks pretty functional right now. There's a Badlands. Strip Mine, a little aggressive for 3 colors. I think we take the Badlands here. We just have all the correct duels. Windswept Heath can't fetch the Badlands, which is kind of important to note. Maybe Boseiju is a better pick. But this really solidifies our Black Splash. All right, not a channel deck. I think we could take Skoos, but we already have some Graveyard Hate with Endurance. I think our fixing's good enough to play double black now. We could take the Custody Lich. Also the slow Copperline Gorge, or just the overall generically good Phyrexian Revoker. Actually, I think I want to take Revoker here, as I know I can always cast it on turn 2 because it's colorless, and it can turn off, opponent signets or opponent planeswalkers. So I think Revoker offers us the most utility here. Here's an Ignoble Hierarch. That's just perfect, right? Those are the colors we are in. So for sure we'll get that. Let's take a Dam, though I don't think that pick is correct. I think we could have taken either Kroxa or the Escape to the Wilds. I think Escape to the Wilds would probably have been the best pick there. So I think that last pick was pretty sloppy, to be honest with you. I would not make that same decision again. Yeah, not a Raphelos deck. It's a Grim Monolith, though. Some good ramp into an Inferno Titan or a Gargaroth. You can take that. The only other pick there is a Theomancer, but we don't really have a good way to abuse it with like Recurring Nightmare or Skull Clamp. So again, we're like 1 playable short right now. What do we want? Ooh, there's a Bob. Yeah, I think this can be a Bob deck. We only have a couple high hits. Mostly our spells are 2 and 3 drops. Yeah, I like Bob here. Yeah, don't want the Signet here. Take Garrick, though. It's a 4-mana planeswalker that ramps and makes beast tokens. Sure. A good thing to ramp into with Steve. There's a Duress. It's funny seeing Grizzlebrand go this late. We'll take Duress. So Duress Thought Seize combo for interaction. I like it. Have the endurance and Snuff Out. Do we have enough swamps for that, or is it just a regrowth? We already have Eternal Witness, which I'm not even sure we're playing. Take the Snuff Out just in case. We may have enough swamps. There's a Copperline Gorge. Don't really have a good way to abuse Recurring Nightmare, so I think I'll just take one more fixing land here. There's that sneak attack to go with our Through the Breach that we're not going to play probably. And then a Thran, and probably not playing that one either. Ostrader versus Pack Rat. Probably not playing either of those. I'll just throw the Woestrader in the board. There's a Shallow Grave and a Power Stone. Okay, let's build this Riveteers deck. All right, here's the deck. Pretty mid-rangey, but a lot of interaction. Love it. Things like Infernal Grasp, Braid, some value Planeswalkers there at the 3 mana value spot. And then a little top end like Titan and Gargaroth. So let's take this Riveteers deck into the league and see if we can secure a trophy. All right, welcome to match 1, game 1 here. We are playing Bobo Zabaratheus. We have our Riveteers deck. Let's see if we can navigate this thing to a trophy. Gonna snap keep this hand. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Magda, turn 3 whatever we need to do. I like the interaction here. Opponent leads off on Island. Ugh. All right, well, we are going to lead off Thoughtseize, and then we have so much interaction here with like a Braid, so much artifact hate. Definitely don't need to steal that. Okay, wow, our opponent's all blue cards, Deceiver, Exarch, Snapcaster, Time Walk, Frantic, and Repeal. So the Snapcaster can get any of these back, right? So do we take Snapcaster or Time Walk? I think we take the Snapcaster, right? Because if we take the Time Walk, they can just cast the Snapcaster later. Though there could be argument to take the Time Walk here is because they won't have mana to snap it back in a while. I'm just going to take Snapcaster. This will clear the way a little bit for our Magda. Deceiver Exarch, can't remember if that's the 1/4 or the 2/1. It's the 2/1. We can get through it pretty good. All right, opponent just Time Walks as an Explorer. That's what you're usually hoping for when you see Time Walk on the other side of the battlefield, is just, take another turn, play a land, because that's essentially all it is. Ooh, Chrome Mox. That looks like a juicy Braid target. All right, I think I'm going to take this turn to get... I love blowing up the Chrome Mox here just because it's going to set your opponent back. So our options to Chrome Mox or a Braid. I want to abrade this thing now. I'm sorry, a Braid or Magda. And I just want to abrade it now. All right, they do flash in the Deceiver Exarch, which is that 1/4. And they choose to untap their island. That's fine. Setting them back. Basically 2 cards there. That's why I don't like Chrome Mox too much. We just 2-for-1 our opponent with the abrade. And they get in there for 1. All right. They didn't play a land, which is interesting. Wonder if they click through their turn. We draw Halana and Helena. All right, well, let's shock in this Overgrown Tomb. Just get Grist on the board. Grist looks pretty good on this board. All we got to do is find an answer for this Deceiver Exarch so our opponent doesn't find Kiki Twin. We'll uptick on the Grist and pass it back. All right, opponent does draw another land. I expect to see the Frantic Search here. Yep, there it is. You ditch Zealous Conscripts and Expressive Iteration. Yeah, most definitely looking at Kiki Twin on the other side of the battlefield. So we're going to want to try to find some sort of instant speed removal. Don't have it in hand quite yet, but we do have some black removal that can break up the Kiki Twin combo. All right, we don't draw a land, which is unfortunate. I want to down tick on this Grist though, get this Deceiver Exarch off the battlefield. Again, just removing one of those combo pieces from Kiki Twin. So while it doesn't look threatening as a 1/4 over there, it is highly threatening. And then second main, I'm going to get in this Magda, which can help make some treasure tokens so we can get this Elder Gargaroth or Halana and Helena on the battlefield. Seagate Stormcaller. All right. Well, see, I'm glad they don't have Time Walk. What are they going to cast? Nothing. Seagate Stormcaller is a 2/1. That's pretty painful. We'll make a pest. Let's Let's see. Do we attack here with the Magda? I think we do. They block. We still make a treasure. Fortunately, we did not get an untapped land to give our pest token haste or something like that with Helena. We'll get her down second main, though, as any other land off the top means we'll have a hasty Gargaroth next turn. Or worst case, we can give our pest tokens +2/+2 in haste. All right, opponent's drawn over there. It's a good sign. They're looking for an answer. Helana's a great threat. Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that's pretty good. 3 fresh cards. Looking for an answer. But they didn't find it. All right. I think our opponent still had a couple turns, but we were accruing some immense value on our side of the battlefield. All right, let's head into game 2. All right, game 2. We are up a game here. We are going to be on the draw. And another keepable hand here with Dark Confidant. So we don't even need to fetch necessarily. We can fetch if we want to thin our deck, which I may do. Opponent leads out Mana Vault, which is always scary. Wish we had a Mox for a turn 1 Bob, but we do not. Yeah, Stomping Ground. So we can play Stomping Ground tapped here. Save our fetch for maybe when we have when our Courser is out to hopefully find a land on top for max value. We do have plenty of artifact hate in the deck, so hopefully we can find some. All right, opponent ponders. There's an Elvish Mystic, which is a turn late. Thanks, Elvish Mystic. We'll wait and see if we want to play out Elvish Mystic next turn or Courser. A lot of mana over there, 6 mana. They don't tap it. It's Spellseeker. I'm assuming this is for Time Walk. Yep, there's a Time Walk. Next turn's probably going to be pretty explosive if they have anything to play off that Mana Vault. See what we draw. If we could draw some artifact removal right now, that'd be great. All right, Mountain, Forest. Perfect. I think we just play the Courser here. We will not attack with Bob as don't want to trade Bob for the Spellseeker. Oh man, they daze? All right. Guess they didn't want that Courser. All right, back up to 6 mana. They do tap the Mana Vault now for Deceiver Exarch. All right, well, it's pretty good value. Untap your Mana Vault. And then they Time Walk. Okay, well, we got to avoid Kiki here, which they don't have enough red mana. Twin, they don't have enough red mana. So hopefully we can avoid the combo. Expressive Iteration, helping them dig. Into Frantic Search, okay. There you go. Mox Emerald. I like our opponent's deck. They got some good cards. Continuing to dig. Our opponent's seen 6 more cards than us so far this game. Yep, they get in. No blocks. Need to find an instant speed removal spell here just to protect ourselves from the combo. Ob. Okay. Ob and Grim Monolith. Well, we definitely don't need more ramp, but we can do some things here. So we have 4 mana. If we play Grim Monolith, we'll be back up to 5. All right, so we'll fetch out our Shock Land. We'll do it tapped because I'm gonna really set up for next turn. I'm gonna play Grim Monolith into Elvish Mystic. And then next turn we'll be able to do a lot of things. We'll have, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we build an Ob and Elder Gargaroth next turn. Seems okay. Opponent again cracks their Fiery Islet, looking for their combo pieces. Guaranteed. Yep, no blocks again. I want both of our creatures. There it is, Infernal Grasp. Love to see it. Okay, Sylvan Library, not so good when we're at 9 life. The Infernal Grasp is super nice. Let's stabilize here a little bit with Elder Gargaroth. And I tapped the Grim Monolith here because I think I want to hold open Infernal Grasp mana. Because the only way we lose right now is to the combo. Gargaroth's just really going to stabilize us. Get in there with Bob and we'll pass it back. And then next turn we can Ob and Infernal Grasp. Treasure Cruise again. The 1 mana, 2 mana spent for the Treasure Cruise. Yeah, they have Snapcaster, so it makes sense that they don't want to exile Time Walk. Again, tapping the Mana Vault for what? Repeal. Man, that's an expensive repeal. They draw another card into Ragavan, but they don't dash Ragavan. Okay. Well, I'm not scared of Ragavan right now. They will get in there for 2 more damage. I'm going to take this chance right now just to kill the Deceiver. Remove a combo piece from the board. Save ourselves at least 1 life. And then I am not going to block here. I want my Elvish Mystic still. All right, we get a Mountain off of Bob, which is nice. And then we draw an Abrade. So I think we can do all the things here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I kind of want to casualty Omnixilus with Bob here because I don't really want to be losing any more life. I mean, we do have 6, an Inferno Titan in our deck. So let's get in there with Bob. If they block, then that's 1 less Ragavan, which I don't think they're going to do. All right, now we'll cast Ob, and we will casualty Bob so we don't lose any more life. And this will allow us to actually gain some life as well and make a Devil token. So we will down tick on the big Ob and then uptick on the token Bob, or Ob. Ob and Bob go together. All right, not enough mana to cast Elder Gargaroth. I'm just going to hold up a Braid. Probably should have cast Sylvan Library though, right? Sylvan Library, even if you don't use the 4 mana or the 4 life to keep an extra card, still allows you to filter. So I'm going to chalk 1 up to the punt there. Well, maybe not, right? So let's see. No, Daze is in the graveyard. They could Daze our Braid if we needed to, if we played Sylvan and they did Snapcaster, but probably a long shot. Probably should have just played Sylvan. Opponent brainstorms. Down to 14 cards in their library, seeing 8 more cards than us. Ooh, into Bloodthirsty. So if I kill this now, do they still get to copy their Time Walk? They may. So they would have been able to do it anyways, I think. Yeah, they copied their Time Walk. Well, at least we have the Abrade for this Bloodthirsty. I'm not going to cast it yet. I want them to think they can get in a good attack. And this Devil token will clear up the Ragavan and the Spellseeker. And they're just going to have no board, right? So they're going to Time Walk into no board. Basically just draw themselves another card. So we braid down the Bloodthirsty Adversary and the Devil Trigger will ping on the Spellseeker. And now we can just start upticking on our Obs to gain life. And we have the Elder Gargaroth in hand. All right, let's see what this extra turn does for our opponent. They've done a great job filtering, right? They're 9 cards deeper than us in their library. Ooh, this is a big spell. Seagate Stormcaller. Double kicked. For what? Firebolt. Copying it twice. All at us, we go to 1? Wow. Spicy. That's crazy. Now they have no cards in hand. All right, we're at 1. All right, I need to gain some life here. So we're going to make a Devil and then uptick. They don't have anything to discard, so we will gain 2 life. Well, we'll gain 2 life regardless, which is super important. And then this Gargaroth should stabilize us pretty nicely. And I'll get the Sylvan Library down this time. Again, still filtering off of it. I'm getting in with the Elvish Mystic here just because, show dominance. Great, they block. That's 1 less threat that we have to deal with. When you look at Elder Gargaroth and it blocks and it gains 3 life, like that's just got to be... Oh, they don't block. Okay. Take another damage from their own Mana Vault. I like it. Oh, they're not. They're going to untap. Love it. We'll gain 4 life next turn with our 2 Omnixilus Planeswalkers. As long as our Devil survives, that'll be great. Okay, so they untap their Mana Vault to tap their Mana Vault. It's yeah, they flash back Firebolt. Oh, they flashed back on one of the obs. Okay. Couldn't quite get us to one. That 2 life mattered for sure. Don't think we need Thoughtseize, right? Keep the ignoble and get ourselves an exalted trigger. 2 more life by upticking on Ob, and then I'm going to gain 3 more life on this attack here with the Elder Gargaroth. Yep, gain life. Back up to 8. Super relevant. Yeah, opponent untaps their mana vault, but I think they're on the ropes here. What do they draw? All right, we got there. Down to 1 life. Stabilized and then took it back, right? Ran it back against the opponent. So awesome. That was a cool game. All right, let's head into round 2. All right, welcome to game 2. We're playing against Eldrazi Titan. We're on the play. This hand, no red mana. Let's send it back. This one also has no red mana or any lands for that matter. So double mulligan. This one will keep. I see a fetch land, and that can fix our mana. We'll put back the Endurance and I think a Braid. I want to hold on to this K command just because it's a 2-for-1. And mulling twice on the play, we need to accrue as much card advantage as possible. Best card in our hand right now is definitely Bob. And I'm excited to lead out on Thoughtseize. So let's see what our opponent's got going on. I'm going to hold the Heath for now. I'd like to draw another land. They got Baleful Strix, Bone Shredder, Crypt Breaker, Frantic Search. Well, if we get a 3rd mana, this K command's going to be able to kill a creature and an artifact. The Bone Shredder I'm not scared of. Can't target Bob. So Frantic Search is a little hard to interact with. It looks like they're on potentially some Reanimator shenanigans. So I think we can, for the most greed, take the Frantic Search. The smart play may be taking the Crypt Breaker and just give them no turn 1 play. I think the pick's between Crypt Breaker and Frantic Search, and I'm just going to take the Frantic Search here. Limit their discard a little bit. And their card filtering. They are going to get their Crypt Breaker down. They will be able to make a zombie token on their 2nd turn, but I'm hoping we can draw a land and we can K command. Because they'll either make a zombie or they'll play a Baleful Strix. We draw a Phyrexian Revoker. You just turn off Crypt Breaker now. I'm going to fetch for, let's see here. We need a red land, so let's take Stomping Ground. Untapped. That Revoker is interesting. We just turn off their Crypt Breaker. Bone Shredder, conveniently enough, also cannot target artifacts. It's pretty aggressive because we could just get Bob down here. Blue land into Baleful Strix. Okay. So we have 2 targets for the K command. Land off the top when we use K command. No land. There's the Endurance we put back. Interesting. All right. Well, so Bob coming down now. I'm wondering if our opponent would have just played Baleful Strix last turn anyways. I'm thinking we probably should have played Bob turn 2 instead of the Phyrexian Revoker. But right now, of the cards that we know about in our opponent's hand, the Bone Shredder just does nothing, right? As long as they don't have a discard target. Oh, it doesn't matter. We have Phyrexian Revoker. They can't discard. That's awesome. All right, let's draw a land. Yes. There's a Swamp and a Grist. Ooh. Can we get more greedy here and we play this Grist? It's like, Crypt Breaker's already shut down and I don't care about a 1/1 Death Touch with flying right now. So we can just hold this K command for maybe a juicier target. Let's get Grist down and uptick. And start accruing some value with pests here. We will not attack. No good attacks. We are down to 14 of note off the Bob and the shock land. Grief. All right, well, I guess we're not casting K command because that's got to be what they steal, right? Unless they're more afraid of the Endurance, but we don't have a green card to evoke the Endurance. All right, they attack Grist. There's a green card for Endurance. Ooh, and another green card. All right, well, we got to take care of this Grief. That Menace is kind of a problem. We can just uptick though, right? And double block the Grief if it wants to attack with our insects. I like that. Play this Noble Hierarch and then just hold this Endurance evoked with the Sylvan Library. We can trade out this Bob for the Grief. It's probably okay, right? Maybe it's not. Very grindy matchup we got going here. Necromancy. Now this is a punt, okay? So I should not cast Endurance here until they target something in the graveyard, and then I can make that graveyard go away. Now, what's funny is our Grist milled our own Elder Gargaroth, which I cannot beat, really. I mean, I guess I could by down-ticking on Grist. Regardless, then we can just completely blank the Necromancy had we waited for them to choose a target. So definitely a punt, a big punt, if you will. They do get their grief back. Luckily, we have no cards in hand, so it's not a lot of value. But I was just so excited to evoke grief, to evoke Endurance there. Be more patient, Chill. Be more patient. Steve's fine, as we do need some more lands. Pretty happy this Crypt Breaker's turned off as well. We'll just uptick again. Our opponent can attack with grief. I'll just block. And we can actually get in there with an insect token, I think, here with the Exalted trigger. Get a little damage in, sneak a little damage in. Oh, I mean, we're not winning right now, right? Our opponent's got 4 cards in hand. One's a Bone Shredder, which is pretty useless. I'm expecting maybe they will pay the Echo cost here. Yeah, okay, so they kill our Hierarch. Because it is another 1/1 flyer. They do attack grief. I will double block this. Ooh. Well, we can block the Crypt Breaker with Steve and sack Steve. Or wait, no, we can block the Crypt Breaker with Phyrexian Revoker. And then that's just good for us. Double block the grief here. And just sack Steve for a land here end of turn. What do we need? Double green for Elder Gargaroth? Yeah, probably. Infernal Grasp is nice, but not going to close the game out with that. We'll just mill a couple more, I suppose. Now, both the creatures on the opponent's side of the board do have flying, so they will evade our insect tokens. So I guess we'll get in there. I do not want to use this, and oh, they're going to block? Heck yeah. Now our Grist can just stay at parity with loyalty against this Baleful Strix. I'm fine with that. We can save this Infernal Grasp for a big threat. Oh, they attack us this time. They give up on the Grist. All right. Ooh, reanimate again. Man, this grief keeps coming out. We will kill it. And unfortunately, we'll lose 2 life. They lost 4 life off their reanimate, though. I'll take it. Ooh, they mana leak. All right. Well, I can't pay for that. Gets another card out of their hand, and we don't have to discard. And we don't lose 2 life, I don't think. All right, we draw a Magda. I am going to downtick on the grief here with the Grist, as we have enough loyalty. See, they should have attacked Grist last turn, for sure. And we'll get a Magda out, and that'll help fix some more mana. So grindy. This game is so grindy, just like little tiny creatures. They mana drain. They mana drain my Magda. I guess they were hoping for something else, but... And then they cycle a Zagoth Triumph. Yep, now they're kind of drawn off the top. They do have 1 unknown card in hand. They do attack the Grist this time. All right. There's an Inferno Titan. That's what they really wanted to mana drain. Now any land is live for us. And I'm happy to just, trade loyalty and make pest tokens here with the Grist. Yep, back at Grist. Land? Monolith. All right, well, that's kind of like a land. That's like half a land, right? It's a land next turn. We're going to win this race. We're going to make 1/1s a turn here. Plus this... Oh, no, we're a red mana short for this Inferno Titan. I just noticed. Ugh. All right. Now we need a red mana. I mean, we're still winning the race. Still making pest tokens. Our opponent's just not drawing anything, which is super helpful. They are floating out. That is not a red mana. So I'm not playing the Elvish Mystic here just in case there's a board wipe. Well, there's no board wipe. Apparently there's just a concede button. Wow. I think our opponent got tired of flooding out, which is unfortunate, as we did not have that game locked up, but we'll take it, I suppose. All right, let's head into game 2. Okay, game 2 against Eldrazi Titan. On the draw again. How's this hand? This hand's the keep, right? With turn 1 Copperline Gorge into Elvish Mystic. Yeah, let's keep this. I really like Ballista against what we saw against our opponent as well. All right, they lead out Island Pass. Don't daze me, bro. Two blue mana. I'm just going to play this Courser. If they, mana drain this, they mana drain it. Nope. Instantly resolves. Love it. Love it. Hopefully we can get some lands off the top of our deck here now. Unfortunately, our opponent gets to see our top card all the time, but it is what it is. All right, there's one land. I like it. We'll gain a life. We have 4 mana. What do we want to do? I think we just play a 2/2 Walking Ballista here. It's really our only play, right? Opponent not doing anything through 3 turns. You love to see it. Again, hoping not for the mana drain, as this does cost 4 mana. Also resolves. I'll take it. Bloodghast? Yeah, that doesn't look good on this board, right? They do keep 2 blue mana open. So I'm not going to just walk in with an Elder Gargaroth into a counterspell, I don't think. There's really no reason to. We can just ping this Bloodghast and like put a counter on the Ballista. Oh, we don't even need to ping it. The Bloodghast can't block. That's right. Yeah, I'm not going to play into a counterspell. If our opponent doesn't play anything, we're ahead on board. It's our opponent that has to do something, and hopefully they do something like play an artifact, because I can really destroy that with Pest Infestation. With a Swift End, okay. We can fizzle this. So by removing the counter, Swift End will fizzle, and it will not go to the Adventure Zone. So first I'll add a counter to the Ballista, and then we'll kill the Bloodghast and deal 2 to our opponent. And then our opponent still does have 2 blue mana open, of note. Our board's a little less good. Windswept Heath, nice. And we can pay 2 life here to play around Daze. So the 2 counters, so we've seen 3 counter spells from them. Daze, Mana Leak, and Mana Drain. Knowing that, how do we play this, right? Noble Hierarch's easy, as we'll get the Exalted trigger. And I think I just, wait, right? Wait for them to do something. It's either that or play Gargaroth. Do we want to walk the Gargaroth into a mana drain? Not really, right? Just pass the turn back. If they'd like to hold up 2 blue mana all the game, then it's fine by me. Not playing any counter spells is sometimes the right play. Bloodghast still can't block, nor does it have haste, and then they thirst for discovery, okay? Still leaving up their counterspell mana. Putrid Imp. Probably want to turn that off with Revoker. When we still play Grim Monolith, do they counter this? No. All right, I'm going to turn off the Putrid Imp with Revoker. Just limit our opponent's ability to do any graveyard shenanigans. Play our land tapped, and then we'll attack with the Courser with Exalted. It's pretty nice. I probably should have played Revoker post-attack. That's another punt, right? Because had they blocked, they probably wouldn't have blocked with Putrid Imp. So, yep. Mark it. It's such a grindy game. They reanimate. They're Murderous Rider? Ugh. Really need the lifelink, huh? I mean, we still have good attacks with an Exalted Courser. Let's see if they counter this Garrick. Looks like they do. Yep, they were holding a mana drain. Unfortunately, they fell for my trap, which was counter the Garrick, which I don't care about, and cast the Inferno Titan. Kill their lifelink blocker, and get in for 3. Oh, they fell for my trap, and they conceded. Oh, man. Check for traps, OP. All right. Awesome. We're up 2 games. Let's head into the finals and see if we can secure that trophy. All right, here we are in the finals against Ashkrem. This hand's gonna be a keep with a turn 1 Thoughtseize into turn 2 Sylvan Library. And then hopefully we can just get some insane value. We are on the draw though. Would much rather love being on the play with this Thoughtseize. So let's see what we're up against here. Looks like we're up against white. Oh no, we're up against the turn 1 Esper Sentinel. Man, that makes Thoughtseize like way worse. Do we wait, right? Ugh. I think we do. Like, I don't want our opponent drawing cards. They did mulligan down to, what, 6? As next turn we can either... Ooh, they didn't play a land? Okay, now we have to Thoughtseize. And we'll definitely pay the 1. No mana tithe, please. We take the Smuggler's Copter? The Adonto? Oh, the Adonto, right? Like, I don't have a good answer to an indestructible creature. Not super worried about Sword yet. So I think we have enough artifact hate that we can handle the Smuggler's Copter and the Lion's Sash. So I'm looking at taking Adonto Vanguard here. And then next turn we can play Courser and just hopefully... All right, yep, there's the Copter. Maybe we don't play Courser. Maybe we play and hold a mana for Endurance and flash it in and destroy the Copter. That's probably what we do, right? Yeah, because then we can play Courser on our 4th turn. Yeah, so let's just... I'm pretty certain they're going to crew the Copter and then play Lion's Sash or something like that. Or like play Lion's Sash and crew the Copter. So Gideon's also kind of a problem, but I think we just hold the Endurance in hand, flash it in, ambush the Copter, and then have good attacks on whatever they're doing. All right, they do find a mana, which means they can play Gideon here and crew with Gideon. Gideon's kind of gross in a mono white deck, to be honest with you. As long as they don't give their Copter indestructible. Vigilance would be nice. Lifelink. It's not indestructible, please. Lifelink. Okay, they gave the Copter lifelink. That's fine. Wait for them to attack. They will get to draw or filter here. We're not out of the woods yet. And they discard a Baneslayer. Interesting. But ambushing this Copter does feel really good. That Gideon is a problem still, though. I'm going to take the cards out of their graveyard, kind of power down their Lion's Sash a little bit. And we will ambush the Copter. So now on our turn, we'll be able to attack down Gideon to 2 loyalty. It'll go back up to 3 loyalty next turn. Then maybe we can Walking Ballista, destroy whatever they play. No. I think we got to play well, we could play Revoker and turn off their Gideon, but their Gideon still gets to attack. Like, that's not great. I think the right play here is to play Courser and then hope for a land. Yeah, see, I mean, because now they're getting value off their Sentinel. Pretty awkward. They're going to draw 2 cards off Sentinel because what? I'm going to play Sylvan Library and Revoker here. Or what we can do is we can make a 2/2 Walking Ballista and kill the Gideon. I'll just turn it off though. I don't think this play is great. Like, I think the right play is Courser, and hopefully we had a land on top of our library that gains us life, ramps us, gets a land out of our deck, plays around 2 draws from the Esper Sentinel here, because playing Sylvan here is going to trigger, well, actually, at least, I'm sorry, I'm wrong on that one. At least Esper only triggers once per turn. Thank gosh. Still doesn't feel good, though. I do not like playing the 1/1 Esper Walking Ballista here. I think if anything, we should have just played Sylvan. Because who knows, maybe we find red mana and we can get Halana and Elena down. Yeah, I think this is sloppy play, to be honest with you. So they do find a sword. In response to them playing sword, I will downtick on the Ballista, as I could have done it any time. Gideon can't pump up. So we should be able to take care of Gideon next turn. Well, we didn't have a land on top, at least. Maybe we have a land on top now. No. All right, we can get in there. What I should do here, though, is attack both at Gideon, because that one open mana could be like Swords to Plowshares or something. And we really need Gideon off the battlefield. Yeah, because now, yeah, they swords are Phyrexian Evoker. Gideon lives. Gideon gets turned back on. It's pretty bad. Like, I think we can beat a Sword of Feast and Famine, to be honest with you. I don't know if we can beat an active Gideon. Relic Order, interesting. They target the Courser with this, right? Yeah. Oh, man, that's gross. And then they'll untap all their lands, and they'll have Lion Sash, which they can pump twice. See, not getting that Gideon, I mean, they still would have had Relic Order, but Gideon would not be on the battlefield right now. Yeah, super sloppy play on our part. Not happy with that. Not happy with that whatsoever. Let's see if we can tighten it up here. We're gonna need to against mono white. Like when you're playing mono white, like you got to bring your A game. Let's see if we can do that. I will bring in a Thrag Tusk, I think, from the sideboard, just to you know, gain some life against their aggro. Okay. Anyways, let's head into game 2. This is a keep. We have a turn 2 endurance, turn 3 Garrick. No mana tithe, bro. Let's do this. I love this art on this Elvish Mystic. It's so cool. All right, no turn 1 play. That's a success. We will not attack with the Mystic, I don't think. We'll just flash an Endurance. Copter. All right. Guess we won't be ambushing the Copter. We'll just cast it in. Like, I'd rather have the 3/4 reach. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Ooh. All right, we can Garrick and then untap and Thoughtseize, and hopefully we can get anything that can crew the Copter out of their hand. But then we're down to just 2 lands in hand, so we got to hit something good. Lion Sash and Relic Warder. Armageddon. We're ahead on board right now. Baneslayer Showdown. So I think we take the Lion Sash here, right? If they'd like to play Relic Warder for no value, they can do that. And we just hold back with the Endurance, right? Yeah. Leave a blocker up for their Smuggler's Copter. Land was good for them. They do have Scald's Mana soon, and they played Lurrus, which, you know, can cast Lion Sash. Maybe that was a bad take on my part. Ooh. Pest Infestation. All right, this is going to be pretty gross. I had a video on this earlier, Pest Infestation 101, on this play exactly. So you haven't checked it out, go check it out. But you can watch it here live. Live. We're going to untap lands here with Garrick, so we can cast Pest Infestation where X equals 3. We're going to target that Smuggler's Copter, and we're just going to make 1,000,000 Pest tokens. And what's cool is Garrick's Overrun ability next turn will be able to attack in for lethal, I think. So if you didn't know, you can have Pest Infestation where X is more than the number of artifacts you're destroying to just generate those extra Pest tokens. Just coming in clutch here. Make 6 Pest tokens. Gross. Yeah, I don't know how they beat this Overrun ability. They don't. Okay, headed into game 3 of the finals. Let's see if we can do that again. Love beating mono white. No black mana for Thoughtseize. Probably could have kept that though. This, we'll keep it on the power of a Braid. I mean, we had Ramp and Sylvan Library on the other hand, so maybe we should have kept it. I don't know. Mulligan decisions are hard, right? You look back, you can, oh gosh, and our opponent opens up Mox Pearl into Smuggler's Copter. It's kind of gross. Bob was a nice draw, but we're going to need to deal with this Smuggler's Copter for sure. I wonder, does Phyrexian Revoker just turn off Copter? Oh gosh, Gideon? Ugh. That's a turn 2 Gideon. It's going to crew the copter. I don't know how we defeat this Gideon right now. Because we're going to need to spend a turn destroying the copter. Meanwhile, Gideon's just going to smack us in the face. Yeah, I don't know. Get a shock land out of our deck. Take 3. This might be a quick game. Might be a quick finals game 3. Like, even the Sylvan Library hand wouldn't be great here because we're losing life pretty quickly. They just have a awesome starting hand. All right, there's an Elvish Mystic. I'm going to turn late. So do we shut off Gideon from upticking, or do we destroy the copter? I think we destroy... Oh, man. Gideon is hard for us to deal with. If it was a normal Planeswalker, we could just turn it off with Revoker. But it's not, because it turns into a creature automatically. I think we destroy the Smuggler's Copter here and just hope the opponent has like nothing else. And then maybe we can beat a Gideon. I don't like any of these options, to be honest with you. All right, Copter down. Into second Planeswalker. Well, at least we can turn that Planeswalker off, right? Too bad Elspeth has already made a blocker. I need a card that like destroys all Planeswalkers. And I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Endurance is good. We Elvish Mystic and we Phyrexian Revoker here. Turn off Elspeth. Just playing cards is all I'm doing right now. Sometimes you just get run over by mono white. I just couldn't have Elspeth giving Gideon flying. Like, that'd be gross. That'd be a 2-turn clock. As it is now, we're on a 3-turn clock. I wonder if I blocked this. Oh, wait, no. I should have blocked the Soldier token there with the Mystic, I think. Because I don't need to play Bob next turn, right? Like, what's Bob doing? When they're this low of a life total. So probably should have blocked the Soldier token. But I'm one less blocker. Armageddon. Yeah. Now they're ahead on board. All right, that'll do it. Couldn't get there in game 3 for the trophy, unfortunately. But love playing Riveteers, those colors. It was pretty good. And that Pest Infestation play was pretty legit. But anyways, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. You stayed safe. And you got to spend time with the people that are closest with you. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling with me here. Don't touch that dial, and let's keep cubing.